Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today we're diving into some of the most valuable Washington quarter dollar coins that many people overlook, the 1983 P and 1984 D United States quarters. These coins may look ordinary, but in the right condition or with the right error, they can be worth big money. Some collectors have paid hundreds to thousands of dollars for these quarters, and you might already have one without knowing it. Let's get started. First up. In 1983, the United States Mint did not produce any proof sets for collectors, which makes that year somewhat unique and important because collectors who wanted uncirculated examples had to rely on coins saved from circulation or from mint sets, and this absence of proof coins has caused increased interest in high-grade circulation strikes, though most coins in fine condition remain plentiful, and the total mintage of the 1983 P Washington quarter was extremely high, with hundreds of millions of coins produced to meet everyday commerce needs, and because of this high production, the value of a fine condition example generally stays close to face value, though it can be slightly higher depending on demand, collector interest, and market trends, and for most collectors this coin is valued at around 25 cents to $1 in fine condition, which means it is not rare, but it is historically interesting and educational, especially for new collectors. Learning how to grade coins and understand mint marks and historical context. The reverse of the 1983 Washington quarter features the heraldic eagle with spread wings holding arrows and olive branches symbolizing strength and peace, and above the eagle is the phrase United States of America with E pluribus unum displayed prominently, and the details on the reverse in fine condition will show some flattening, especially on the eagle chest and wing feathers, but the overall design remains recognizable and balanced, and this makes the coin an excellent teaching tool for understanding wear patterns because quarters are heavily used in circulation, and the high points wear down first, and by examining coins like this, collectors can train their eyes to distinguish between fine, very fine, and extremely fine grades, and this hands-on learning experience is one of the most valuable aspects of collecting common coins rather than only chasing rare and expensive pieces. When evaluating the value of a 1983 P quarter, it is important to consider not just condition but also originality and damage, because many coins from circulation have scratches, nicks, discoloration, or environmental damage, and these factors can reduce desirability even if the coin technically fits within the fine grade category, and cleaning a coin can also negatively impact its value because collectors prefer natural surfaces and original patina, and even though this coin is not highly valuable, improper cleaning can still make it less appealing for collectors and educators, and therefore the best approach is always to leave the coin as found, store it safely in a coin holder or flip, and use it as part of a learning collection or historical set, and this mindset helps build good collecting habits from the beginning. From a historical perspective, the early 1980s were a challenging time for the United States Mint due to metal costs and budget concerns, and the composition of the Washington quarter remained a copper-nickel clad structure with a pure copper core and outer layers of copper-nickel alloy, and this composition was adopted in 1965 after the removal of silver from circulating coinage, and by 1983, the public had fully adjusted to the new metal content, but many older collectors still remembered silver quarters, which adds an extra layer of generational history and storytelling to coins like this, and while the 1983 P quarter does not contain silver, it still reflects the economic realities and technological capabilities of its time, making it a small but meaningful artifact of American monetary history. Collectors often include the 1983 P Washington quarter in date and mint mark sets, which aim to represent one example of each year and mint combination, and completing such a set can be very rewarding because it encourages patience, research, and appreciation for subtle differences between coins, and for beginners this coin is easy to obtain, inexpensive, and forgiving, which removes pressure and allows the focus to remain on learning rather than spending large amounts of money, and many experienced collectors recommend starting with Washington quarters precisely because of coins like this, which are common yet historically rich and visually consistent, and by studying these coins collectors gain confidence before moving on to more complex series or higher value pieces. In terms of long-term investment potential, the 1983 P quarter in fine condition is not considered a strong investment vehicle, but it does hold stable value and educational worth, and coins like this often increase slightly in value over very long periods simply due to inflation and collector nostalgia, but the real return comes from the enjoyment, knowledge, and historical connection gained through collecting, and many collectors who started with common quarters later look back fondly on these early finds as the foundation of their numismatic journey, and this emotional value cannot be measured in dollars, but it plays a major role in why people continue collecting for decades. If you are building a collection focused on United States circulating coinage, the 1983 P Washington quarter fits perfectly into albums, folders, and educational displays, and it can be paired with quarters from surrounding years to show changes in strike quality, wear patterns, and mint output, and this comparative approach helps deepen understanding and appreciation, and it also provides excellent content for videos, blog posts, and social media discussions because viewers can easily relate to coins they may have seen or used themselves, and this familiarity helps grow interest in coin collecting as a hobby and educational pursuit. For those watching this video and learning about the 1983 P Washington quarter, this is a perfect opportunity to start checking your own pocket change because these coins are still out there, and finding one in fine condition is very realistic and accessible, and every coin you examine helps train your eye and build your knowledge, and this is how all great collections begin, with curiosity, attention, and patience, and by starting small and learning deeply, you build a foundation that can last a lifetime and open doors to history, economics, art, and culture through something as simple as a quarter. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1983 P Washington $quarter coin and want more long, detailed explanations about United States coins, values, history, grading, and collecting tips, please take a moment to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications, because your support helps bring more educational numismatic content to collectors of all levels. And let us know in the comments which coin you would like to see featured next. And remember, every coin has a story, and every collection starts with one piece of curiosity. Next up, the Washington $quarter coin from 1984 with the D Mint mark represents an important chapter in the long history of United States coinage, and it reflects both everyday circulation use and the broader economic story of the nation during the early 1980s. This coin features the portrait of George Washington on the front, which was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of his birth, and by 1984 the design had already become deeply familiar to the American public. The D Mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, which was one of the primary facilities responsible for striking large quantities of circulating coins, and millions of these quarters were released into everyday commerce, where they were used in stores, vending machines, parking meters, and public transportation, making them a common yet historically meaningful object. In fine condition, the 1984 D Washington quarter shows moderate wear but still retains clear major design elements such as Washington hair outline, facial structure, and the eagle feathers on the reverse side. Fine condition means the coin has been circulated but not abused, and the details are visible though somewhat smooth from years of handling. Collectors use grading standards to describe this level of preservation, and fine condition sits below very fine and extremely fine, yet above good condition. For many collectors, especially beginners, this level of preservation is acceptable and affordable, and it allows people to own a genuine historical coin without the high cost associated with uncirculated or mint state examples. The value of a 1984 D Washington quarter in fine condition is generally close to its face value, which is 25 cents. However, its collectible worth can sometimes range slightly higher depending on demand, collector interest, and overall market trends. Usually such a coin may be valued between 25 cents and 50 cents, and in some cases up to $1 if sold as part of a collection or in a retail coin shop. The coin is composed of a copper core with outer layers of nickel, which replaced the earlier silver composition after 1964, and because it contains no precious metal, its value is not tied to silver prices but rather to numismatic interest and condition. The historical background of the 1984 quarter is closely tied to the economic climate of the United States during that era, when inflation, interest rates, and industrial production were major national concerns. Coins like this were produced in massive numbers to support daily transactions, and the Denver Mint played a crucial role in ensuring sufficient coinage for circulation. The production quality of these coins was generally strong, but high mintages mean that rarity is not a factor for this issue, making it a common date in the Washington quarter series. Yet common does not mean unimportant, because these coins tell the story of everyday life and commerce during a specific time period. For collectors, the appeal of the 1984 D quarter often lies in completing date and mint mark sets of Washington quarters. Many hobbyists aim to collect one coin from each year, and each mint and fine condition coins are often chosen because they are affordable and still visually identifiable. This makes them ideal for educational collections, family heirloom projects, or beginner numismatic sets where learning and historical appreciation are more important than investment potential. Collecting such coins can teach grading skills, design recognition, and an understanding of how circulation affects metal surfaces over time. When discussing subscription-style content for a YouTube channel focused on coins, a video about the 1984 D Washington Quarter can be very engaging by combining history, grading value, and collecting tips. Viewers interested in coins often subscribe to channels that provide clear explanations, repeatable learning segments, and consistent content. A long, detailed video script like this can help build trust with viewers and encourage them to subscribe for more information about everyday coins, hidden value myths, and realistic expectations about modern coin collecting. In a long-format video, the creator can slowly explain the obverse design, including Washington profile, the word liberty, and the national motto, while also discussing the reverse design featuring the eagle with spread wings symbolic of strength and freedom, explaining how where appears on high points such as the hair and eagle chest helps viewers learn how to identify fine condition coins using real-world examples and comparisons. This educational approach keeps viewers engaged and supports long watch times, which are important for channel growth. Another important topic for a long video script is the difference between circulated coins and uncirculated coins, and why most 1984 D quarters found today are circulated fine condition pieces. Viewers often mistakenly believe that older coins are automatically valuable, and a detailed explanation helps correct this misunderstanding by teaching that value depends on rarity, condition, and demand rather than age alone. This honest educational tone builds credibility and encourages responsible collecting habits rather than unrealistic expectations. The Denver Mint history can also be explored in depth, discussing its role in producing coins for the western United States, its mint mark usage, and its contribution to national coin supply. By placing the 1984 D quarter within this broader mint history, the coin gains more narrative weight and becomes more than just a small piece of metal. It becomes a symbol of industrial capacity, national infrastructure, and the daily exchange of goods and services across the country. In conclusion, a 1984 D Washington Quarter in fine condition is a modest yet meaningful collectible whose value lies more in education, history, and accessibility than in high monetary worth. Creating a very long script around this coin allows a creator to share knowledge, build a loyal subscriber base, and inspire appreciation for everyday coins that often go unnoticed. By taking the time to explain details, history, grading, and realistic value expectations, the channel can attract viewers who are genuinely interested in learning and staying engaged with numismatics over the long term. Thanks for watching.